Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Today is Tuesday, September 26th, and this is your daily card pull to see what all messages God, Spirit, the Divine has in store for you for today. So, as always, before we jump into the sign-specific groupings, we'll go ahead and pull a few cards to see what the collective energy is, and then we will go from there and divide it up and see what all things are coming through for you. If you are somebody who's on a twin flame journey, I did post a new video yesterday, twin flame energy read, so make sure to check that out. And later in the week, I'll be having the reads for the second half of October, the first half of October for the individual zodiac groupings. So make sure that you check those out. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe and notification bell, and that way you can be alerted when these new videos post. There will also be a couple more before then as well. So let's jump in and see what all messages are coming out. All right. So we have Death in reverse. So Death by Stale Mayonnaise here on this Housewife deck. And we also have the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. And then we have the Moon card. So the Queen of Pentacles in the upright, this is kind of that card about like luxury and comfort and being nurtured and all of that. So, she's got her crown on and she's living the good life. The Moon card, so this one, and, we look at this a lot. I feel like it comes out a lot in our readings here when we're looking at the individual signs. So the Moon can either be like this sign of that somebody's deceiving you, like somebody's trying to pull a fast one over on you. It's kind of like what's happening in the dark, by the dark of the night that you don't know about. It can also be, though, about, what lies are you telling yourself? So depending on what cards are going to end up coming up for us in the individual sign groupings, we can take a look and see how is this resonating, for your individual sign grouping. And then with the Death card in reverse, this is like things are supposed to be changing, but there's resistance to it. So usually with the Death card, it's that something is falling away. Like if you had a certain belief, it's not as dramatic as the Tower. So a lot of times, like the Death card is more about certain behaviors or thought patterns are starting to fall away for you. If you've been somebody that's been very afraid of commitment, like maybe that's the part that's falling away for you. But with the Death card in reverse, it's almost kind of like that sense of clinging to something and like not really wanting to change. Like you're resisting positive change. You're trying to hold on to something that you're not really supposed to be holding on to. So let's take a look and see how this plays out for our sign groupings. And first up today is going to be our fire signs. That is going to be our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let's see what messages are coming through for you for today. Judgment. So with the Judgment card, this is, that favorable judgment by the divine. You're getting towards the end of a cycle. This is card number 20 in the deck, with 21, the World, being the last one. And so you're getting to that point of, the divine's looking at what you've done. You're being judged favorably. So we've got that in store for our fire signs. Let's take a look at our soul journey card. Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And that's something that it's important, when you balance out the whole idea of, yes, you're on a spiritual journey, you're on this ascension journey. This is about your soul, your soul, your consciousness, whatever you want to call it, is going to live on forever, even though this body dies, like this avatar is going to go away. But while you're here, you need to take care of it. You have things to do here on Earth, lessons to learn, people's lives to impact, and you can't do that if you totally blow this up and don't take care of it. And some of the times too, that is also about breaking cycles of addiction. So if you're in a situation where, you've been abusing certain substances, or maybe it's, overeating, maybe it's laziness and not exercising, some of that, it's things that are are kind of like devil energy. So you want to try to work on taking care of your body. Choose who you are becoming. And look at those greens. And so some of that's a matter of making that choice, so that way you can be living your best self. And with our, with that Queen of Pentacles, that luxury, that comfort and nurturing, and this is all that green too. So some of that, there's the physical components, but also even with that loving, nurturing energy, there is a huge connection between mental and physical. So if you're putting yourself in situations where you're under a lot of stress, where you're not getting this loving, nurturing energy, where, your energy is being zapped out of you, that's having an impact on your physical body, whether you realize it or not. Stress is the number one killer. So if you're in a situation like this is the energy here that needs to be stepped into, is that compassionate, loving, nurturing type of energy. So if you are not in that sort of an environment, this is the call to do that. Take care of your body, because your mind is also part of this physical vessel. Take care of that and choose who you are becoming. Make sure that you make that a priority and that you're not in a place where you're resisting this positive change. So you're being pushed in this direction, that's where you should be going to. So don't let yourself be resisting the positive change, or, letting yourself fall victim to certain lies within your experience right now. All right, let's take a look at our spray paint oracle. I don't have a better name for it. If you have a better name for it, let me know. And this one says, they aren't who you think they are. So with this, this is kind of going along with this card, like this moon card. I mean, colors aren't going, but there's lies and there's some sort of deceit that's happening somewhere. And you're being pushed into this energy of go towards these loving, nurturing relationships that are taking care of you, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind and your soul. And don't let yourself be pushed out of alignment by somebody who's not who they are pretending to be. All right. And that person could be the person that's keeping you resisting that positive change. All right, let's see. So that was for our fire signs. Now we are on to our earth signs. That's going to be our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what we've got for you. The Lovers card. So this is a good omen for love relationships, connecting with your partner. If you're in a situation where you're not with a partner, it could be that there's new love coming in, but also this is also about making decisions. So even if we take the romantic element out of it, it is about making decisions. Like you have a choice to make. And so maybe it's a job situation and you're choosing between this and this. And so there is a decision to be made, but this is also about finding that inner union, that inner balance of divine masculine, divine feminine energy. So, the masculine energy is more of that actions, let's do it, let's get this done, like leadership, alpha type of energy. And the feminine energy is more of that caring, nurturing, emotional type of energy. And it's a call to balance those out. So you want to make sure that you're not too heavy in one versus the other. So sometimes, the Lovers is about internally finding that balance. Sometimes it's about connecting with a love partner. All right. And let's take a look at our soul journey card, Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So there's something, from a courageous standpoint that needs to be done. And it could be related to this moon card here, that there's some sort of lies or deceit that's happening. And so you need the courage to face that with confidence. And remember, some of it could be either somebody else is deceiving you, or it could be you're deceiving yourself. So let's take a look at our Sacred Creator card, Balance. So balance, finding that balance between your masculine and feminine energy. And some of that is about, having this loving, nurturing, with those colors in the middle there, having that loving, nurturing energy, and, that resistance to change, like balancing, feeling that loving, nurturing energy with, fear of change. So don't stick all in I can't do anything because I'm too afraid to do something. All right, let's take a look here and see what comes up. That Tower is protecting you. So if you have a Tower moment that's coming in, and it could be a matter of, you've been trying to balance something and maybe it hasn't been being balanced. And so this is saying, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. It could be that you're seeing that Tower coming in. You're resisting positive change. And if you resist the universe's push for too long, a Tower ends up happening and it will shake everything. So if you have one that's coming in, know that it's because there is a lesson that you were supposed to be learning. And if you don't learn it, then it becomes more and more pronounced. So if you find yourself in that situation, work on balance, because the background color there and that balance is kind of that yellowish color. So work on trying to find that balance. Try to step back and see what is that message that's coming through for you. What is that lesson that you're supposed to be learning? All right, water signs. That is going to be our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You have the Magician. I feel like the Magician card's been coming out quite a bit lately. So there is a really big push right now, about transforming yourself, transforming your reality. And some of this has been coming up since that North Node shift into Aries in July. And that's about being you, about being authentically you and being bold and taking that step. And so some of it is transforming those mindsets that aren't working for you, transforming those old, outdated thought patterns, and putting yourself in a position where you do feel that joy, abundance, happiness, like you're on the right path. Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So this balance card, it's about how can you balance all these energies that are coming in and not get sucked up by them. So that's part of that Magician energy. And even as we look at that with the moon in there, some of this transformation can be about, okay, if somebody has been lying to me, or if there's some illusion that I've been believing in, how do I transform that? How do I take that energy and make things better? Make it be a learning lesson on my path. All right, let's take a look at our Sacred Creator card. Lead your metamorphosis. So you're the one that needs to be the originator of that change. Even here, the figure that's underneath that, they're sleeping and kind of like resting and rejuvenating, and then in comes that change. So you will notice that you need a lot of rest when you're doing all this soul work. It's funny because sometimes you'll have that sense of, oh my gosh, why am I so exhausted? I didn't hardly do anything today. When you're going through a lot of these ascension phases and you're going through these changes and things like that, it is exhausting, absolutely exhausting. And you do feel like you need to rest. You need to cocoon like the caterpillar, and then you'll come out on the other side, this, beautiful butterfly. And with this card is your hard work is paying off. There you go. So, this metamorphosis is happening, but you have this hard work of like balancing out your energies and transforming. It's paying off for you. And you'll be seeing the results. You'll be seeing those results relatively soon. Here, let's pull a timing card and see what that looks like. When are some of these results going to be becoming more evident for our water signs? Longer than you think. So it is paying off, but the end result is going to be a little bit longer than you think. So even though on one hand I might be like, well, that's a crummy card. It's good because it means don't get discouraged. It means that, yes, it's happening. It might be happening slower than you think. So it's not like, oh, I go into my cocoon on Monday night and on Wednesday morning I'm emerging this beautiful butterfly. It's going to be a little slower than that. But don't lose faith. Don't lose and I'm not going to say hope, because hope is different than faith. Faith is that knowing that something's going to happen. Hope is that I really wish it would happen. So, all right, last but not least, we have our air signs. So let's see what is coming up. The Fool. So this is that get ready to take that leap of faith. So, if you've been avoiding this positive change, and there's, maybe there's this element of you're lying to yourself, or maybe some people around you haven't been truthful, but it's been keeping you in a place where you've been avoiding positive changes in your life. Get ready to take that leap of faith. And it is going to be that nurturing energy. It's going to be that loving, like almost luxury comfort. Like things are going to be better than you thought they were going to be. But you have to have that confidence to take that leap of faith. Jump out there. Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So this one definitely goes with this, because as we were talking about the moon card, the moon card is either somebody else is lying to you, or it's about like you're lying to yourself and your fears are running rampant with you. So keep in mind, to start a new journey, release those fears. Don't let fears of what's happened in the past or what could happen sour this whole experience for you. Oops, that was a lot of jumps, so I'm not going to count those. All right. The first jumper card was Fearless Expression. And I'll pull one more because that was a jump. And then this one says, You are magic. So remember that. So this fearless expression of who you are and that you're magic, and with those purples, like don't be afraid to step into that energy, that you're magic. You are the co-creator of your existence. You can do whatever it is that you set your mind to, and take that leap of faith. Usually when people get towards the end of their life, they think back about, oh, I wish I would have done this, more so than, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. All right. And then it says their heart isn't in it anymore. So this, it could be that you're holding on to a situation, like you're resisting this positive change, but their heart really isn't in it anymore. So something to be mindful of, that, that could be a situation for some of you, is that whatever it is, the illusions, it could be related to the other person, their heart just isn't in it anymore, but you're resisting the change because you're afraid. You're worried, well, what does it look like on the other side? And you're not going to know until you take that leap of faith. So just know that the divine has your back. With the Fool card, part of that is the divine has your back, and, take that leap of faith that everything's going to be okay and that it's moving towards your highest good. So I hope you found today's message to be helpful. And as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you want to get notifications, I am doing the Zodiac reading, so make sure you hit subscribe and the notification bell if you wanted to get alerts as to when those new videos are posting. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time, bye-bye.